How you guys doing out there tonight? I'm Ron with our Wednesday night in the Pines show, where we have an opportunity to have an interactive show with you all. And so we want to thank you guys for joining. Make sure that you let us know where you're tuning in from and any questions that you have about the show tonight. We have an exciting show. It's going to be going on. We have Pam Williams from our Recenter, and we have Allison Hepner is going to go over some programs that she's been working on with us. She's been a huge partner for us, and so we want to thank her for that. But I just wanted to get started by mentioning just how excited we are about our community groups. You guys just got done hearing Pastor Justin talk about community groups, preaching community groups. We want to remind you that community groups are so vital, especially during this time, that if you're not in a community group, now's not the time to feel bad about that. Now is just the time to get jumped into something, so that every single week we still are meeting in smaller groups and homes, and we can support one another and do all the great things that Justin talked about during his sermon. And so it was exciting tonight to see Justin, to see Ben Marchant on stage, and just a full room full of youth in our church leading tonight. And so we want to thank all of them for all of that. So thank you guys for joining us. And with that, we're going to bring in Pam. Pam, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. What's up?
Okay. Are you muted? Oh, there you are. I don't know. We're just live to the world. So, you know, hi world. Yeah. So lots of great stuff going on at the Recenter. We decided to go ahead and open up the Recenter this week from 10 to 2. We've got some awesome new staff in there. Why don't you just tell everybody who's out there and listening some of the exciting things that go on with new staff that we have and some of the things that we have going on during the week at the Recenter.
Right. So we hired a new administrator for the Recenter. His name is Devin. He's been doing an amazing job. He's there every day from 10 to 2. He always has fresh coffee, water, hot tea going. And then we also hired Danielle Padilla. She's going to be our new prisoner reentry coordinator, which is pretty awesome. We also have some people training to be DES assisters so that you can apply for your access food stamps, cash assistance right there in the Recenter. Hopefully we'll be able to do our parenting classes and our marriage classes again soon. We have the Mamas program coming up. We have all the SNAP info, so you can connect to resources that way. Devin's actually working on a resource guide, so that's going to be pretty cool when he finishes that. Soup service with the Lundys Tuesday and Thursday nights. Still have the masks being made there.
Yeah.
Work, the computer lab, so you can find a job. So much.
Speaking of those masks, we're going to talk about the Moms program in a little bit, but speaking of those masks, I think at last count I heard it was over 4,000 that they, the sewers that are all involved in that, in the collaboration have made. And so that's pretty cool. And it's also exciting to begin to open things back up at the Recenter, not completely, because we're not going to be having, large groups meeting in there like we used to, but I'm excited, and I know you are excited to get back to some of our marriage enrichment classes, our financial peace classes, different things that we were able to do through the church. You and I were talking today. If somebody's out there watching right now, is there a way that they can get plugged in? I know you and I were talking about just that need to minister to people as they come in the Recenter. So if somebody's out there, listening right now, what kind of opportunities might they have to jump in and even volunteer at the Recenter?
We have all kinds of stuff going on. So we're working with the Feeding Collaborative, which I think Allie's going to hit on a little more too. Mm-hmm. And we have we're doing a canned food and bread drive for different organizations that are in need of those things during this time. So you can always come down, help collect stuff. And help hand things out as the different organizations come in.
That's one of our better fans right there. You never know what people from Texas are going to say. That's all. All I can say.
I know. Anyhow, you can always come in and help serve soup. Devin's down there, so he can always use just people down there hanging out, helping to welcome people into the recenter. Like you said, we're not having big groups, but if somebody comes in and needs some soup, we're there to serve them.
Yeah, exactly. So all kinds of things get plugged into, and we're going to talk about it in just a little bit. Other ways, other ways that we need not just volunteers, but mentors in our programs. And so we're going to talk about that. We've had somebody back sitting in the green room drinking coffee for a few hours. They're fired up to come into this place. And so let's bring her in. Allison, what's up? How you doing?
I know. I'm so excited to be here. You guys are talking about so many amazing things. I'm like,
Yeah. So just so everybody out there knows, Allison Hepner has been an incredible resource to us, a huge support, huge encouragement as we've gotten things started at the recenter. And she's been, she's very passionate, for those of you who know her. And it's just been huge to have her as a wind in our sails. And so, Allison, we want to thank you, and thank you for joining the show. What are you excited about tonight?
oh my gosh. Well, first off, being here and the fact that you guys are promoting all these incredible things. I love community champions and the recenter, the church, what you guys have been able to do in this community and bring people together to help others. It's infectious. It's amazing. And you can't help but get pumped when you're around the group. So it's awesome. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Ernie did my ceremony with my husband. He got
wow.
He married us.
I did not.
I remember he called me. He's like, "Can I wear my chain?" I'm like, "Absolutely." It was a beautiful wedding. So yes, and we've been happily married for 10 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. What did he wear? We have to know.
He wore a chain. He looked great. Okay. My grandmother too. My grandmother, very, very Catholic woman, just fell in love with him and said it was the most beautiful ceremony she's ever seen. He walked with her. It was just, Ernie, he just made it special, and it was a blessing. And it mattered. I've never been married before. This was my first time and my last. And it was just nice to be able to do that. So the church is something that's been very close to my heart, my family's heart. I know Pam is like a side sister because of the stuff she's done for my dad and has helped me out. And I know you from the community, just championing things in the community, making sure that people come together. And it's just, I love being a part of whatever you guys are doing. It's incredible. And the people that you guys surround yourself are incredible. So I'm blessed to be here, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, Allison, why don't you talk a little bit about, you've been working on a couple, maybe 3 big major projects with us. Let's start off with talking about the Feeding Collaborative, which actually we're just a part of, or we join in on. Tell us about some of the great things. Did you see the huge article that the chairwoman was in? And I saw pictures of the recenter in there with the potatoes. Did you see that one?
Oh, no, I didn't, but that's awesome.
Yeah, I forget the name, whatever the name of that organization is, published an article, and I'll find it and put it in the link here. But that's pretty cool. Yeah. Tell us about that Feeding Collaborative.
Well, first, that was 42,500 potatoes.
I know.
Wow. You hired Danielle Padilla, which was the smartest thing in the world. That woman is a powerhouse. Her family is helping. I mean, it was so nice because I sat there with Pam, and Pam's like, "I don't have to do anything." I was like, "I don't have to do anything either." Hey. She was the hot tater, and
Allison, I got to tell you a funny story. I got a call that day because I wasn't in on it. I was working out of my house or whatever, and our financial pastor Joe calls me up. He goes, "What's going on at the recenter?" And he's like, "There's pallets everywhere," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, those are potatoes." He goes, "Potatoes?" He goes, "That's a lot of potatoes." Yeah. How many pounds was it?
42,500 pounds. It was supposed to be 40,000, right, Pam?
Right.
She got 2,500 extra pounds and got rid of them all within from 8 o'clock till 3 p.m. Just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I didn't even get any.
Yeah, no, she's a powerhouse.
It was awesome.
Well, they went all the way to Navajo Nation, to White Mountain Apache tribe, and all in between. And incredible. So that came out of, actually, she spearheaded that, brought it to the table, and we latched onto it. And I mean, gosh, what an incredible, Apache Youth Foundation is just an incredible organization. But the Feeding Collaborative, so you guys, and I know you know this, Pam, because you were there from the beginning, but Feeding Collaborative was started because of the pandemic, because of the unique situation where now people are stuck at home. How are we going to still serve the vulnerable populations of Navajo County? And it started as a Southern Feeding Collaborative because this is our area, we're about an hour away from everything else. And it's expanded to the rest of Navajo County and into Apache County. And we meet once a week and we ask needs. And it's a beautiful thing because most of these agencies and organizations who do this on a daily basis help each other to meet the needs. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, it would take a whole show to talk about what community champions are doing to help each other. But it's been an incredible organization that has connected our vulnerable populations to food, and we continue to do that.
Great.
Awesome. So if anybody, how are people getting involved with that? So if somebody's watching or listening, they say, oh, wow, that sounds pretty cool. I'd like to know more. Or I'd like to get involved with that. Would they just get a hold of you, or how's that work?
Me or Pam, they can, I mean, anybody who's a part of the collaborative, they can email us and say, put us on, we just want to be at the meeting. And I just send out a huge invite to all the individuals. We went from like 7 organizations, and I think we're up to almost 38 now.
Yeah.
It just keeps growing. And then we do have some stuff in the hopper we're waiting on. A lot has to do with Danielle and the same group that got us the potatoes. We also are working with Navajo County Emergency Management, Katrina, who is looking at trying to get us that produce. I think it's called Farm to Table.
Right.
We have the application. It's been in almost a month, but we're still just waiting to hear. And, sometimes things move a little slower because everybody needs it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I thank you for being just a community champion, bringing people together. And I know, well, did you spearhead that? Be honest. I mean, don't be humble. It's not a time for that. It's time to say like, yeah, I did this.
Yeah, she did.
Okay. She did it. All right.
She did it. And
Pam, we have to here. Pam. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Let's take Allison out. Let's just talk about Allison. She's going to she's not going to talk about herself. Just
That's
kidding.
True.
It was a need. It needed to be filled. And one of the needs that needs to be filled that I see you shared, thank you, Pam, because or if Ron, whoever did that, because I am not technology inclined. But right now, we always ask the challenges or the barriers. And right now, one of the biggest barriers in feeding these organizations is canned food. And so we need a lot of canned vegetables, fruits, meats, anything canned. Mostly chicken and Spam, don't go into tuna. Some of this stuff goes to the reservation, and they're just not tuna eaters. And so we want to make sure that we're giving them stuff that they'll use. And then bread. Off the reservation, we need a lot of loaves of bread. Everett with the First Baptist does a lot of food boxes, and usually we're able to get bread with him. And he's even shown that he's like, man, I don't have anything extra. So now what we cannot fill in our group, we then go outside, and you don't see us outside of our group a lot. I don't know if you noticed that, because these agencies and organizations are so into making sure that everybody's served. But this time we've had to go out. So if people can just take the time, I don't care if it's just one can, it will feed people and it will go to the right places.
Awesome. Well, let's jump on over to another program that you've been, instrumental in, Allison, and helping us kind of behind the scenes or in the scenes. Pam, I want to throw it to you first. Let's talk about mamas. Let's talk about what's exciting about mamas, what's going on. We got Molly McGavick, who's heading that up within our recenter. But what are you excited about, Pam? And just maybe talk a little bit about where it's at, where that program's at.
So Mamas is a program that we are going to start. Mamas is amazing. I'm excited about everything about it. It's designed to bring mothers out of poverty to prosperity, help them have better financial and better health outcomes. And it's a program that's evidence-based. It's working in another county already, and they are letting us start it here. So Allie, I think you're the better one to
Whatever.
elaborate. You speak so much better than I do.
Oh, you did a beautiful job. You're the one that brought this to me, and you're like, hey, I met this lady, Bonnie, and there's this great idea. And when you told me about it, I was just like, oh, Pam. I tell everybody, I was like, oh my gosh, Pam brought this most beautiful idea to the community, and it's so excited to get it implemented. And because of the crazy, we've had to push it off. But poverty. Okay, let's just talk numbers. Navajo County is 30% poverty. And when I say 30% poverty, we're talking about individuals not treading water. When we get into individuals just treading water, I would say that's probably another 30%. So, and then if you look at our single mother population, you look at our substance abuse numbers, you look at our mental health numbers, we're at a whole lot of issues here that we need to address. This program does that. It allows women, and as being a single mother, Pam, I know, we're single mother sisters. It's important to be able to have that support.
Yeah.
And this program, it's so simple, and it brings a village together, and it allows these women to be able to voice their frustrations and tell us their barriers and tell us their challenges. And then it allows us to share that information with the resources, the agencies, and the organizations that are meant to serve them in the first place.
Right.
That input's important to any agency and organization because that's their job. They want to do it the best. So I mean, I can't wait for this to get started. And I know we had talked about this previous with Ron, that we got like this, we're holding the dam back. Remember that conversation, Ron?
Yeah.
Once this is over and it gets ready, people are going to be like, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's excited. I talked about it on a show the other day, and I had 3 women. They're like, what is that? I want to be in that. I want to help
That's
these
cool.
sisters because I've been in their shoes.
Yeah.
We need
That's
that.
cool.
We need those people. We need those people to be allies. So
Yeah, let's talk about that because we talk about like the huge need and how meaningful it is to people who are need those resources. But you guys know what it's like to give when you serve, and so there are some people who maybe have been in those shoes that just want to give back. And so the couple of programs that we're drawing up here, the prisoner reentry and the mamas program, allow for that. It allows for people who have something to give back to do so. So maybe Pam, you could talk a little bit about that. If I've been somebody, I was a single mom and I got through it because somebody helped me through it, but now I want to kind of pay it forward. I want to give it back. How does that, how would I do that in this program?
You could just volunteer to be an ally. There's a couple of trainings that you have to go through to do it. But if you want to help, I mean, even if you're a woman who knows how to listen and you can just listen and you can walk alongside somebody, you can email Molly at rcaz.us, and she can definitely put you on the list. So for mamas, you need to be a woman because we have women pairing up with women and they're called allies. And so you need to be a woman and you need to be able to listen, and you've got to take 2 classes just to help understand how to listen right.
Okay, man, I'm glad that the program doesn't require to have males that listen right, because we would be in trouble. We would be hurting. We'd have a whole other level of training.
Frustrated single moms.
Yes, exactly. Well, go ahead, Allie. What else you got?
This is never going to work. We're out.
Yeah.
We're done. No, but it does it empowers not just them, but it empowers the people to help them.
Yeah.
And a lot of, I mean, we have a very high single mother population in Navajo County, non-tribal and tribal both. And it allows an individual who has experienced that to empower another. And then it really, truly helps. I was talking to a friend of mine who, her name's Tammy Aguilera. She started the Women's Professional Network, and she teaches resume building. She does the Dave Ramsey class. She does a lot of stuff to try to help women to move forward. And in the conversation, she said, I remember being 16 years old, a single mom, and crying to my dad that I just needed a friend. I just needed somebody to listen to me, somebody to give me advice, somebody to bounce stuff off of. And that that is valuable. I mean, they talk about it, that, Pam, I know you've helped many. I mean, you're an angel in yourself and what you've been able to do to help these women. And you help them fill out resumes. You help them, or make their resume. You've helped them get their registration for their vehicle. Sometimes it's a lot when you're a single mom. You have this child that you didn't get any, instructions for. Usually you're younger. And then you have the responsibility of being the bread owner for everybody. And you have to have a job, and you have to work, and you have to do all these things. It's a lot. And sometimes you just need somebody there to say, girl, it's okay. I got you. Right? We'll do this together. Just take a breath and we'll get through this. And someday you're going to look back at this and you're going to go, that was a piece of cake.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
That's cool. Hey, so Pam, tell me, how do you get to angel status? Because nobody's ever called me an angel.
Always amazing. And
I always
I know. I need to have different hosts on here. I get
I'm sorry.
Anyhow.
I'm sorry.
Anyhow, no, you're right.
It's going to take a little bit. No, you'll get it.
Thanks.
Ron, I think you're an angel.
No, thank you, Pam.
Sorry, Ron.
Okay, so again, lots of amazing stuff going on. Thank you guys both. I know I watch you guys. You guys put in a lot of hours and effort and yeah, behind the scenes stuff, even just loving on people. And so thank you guys, both of you guys, for not just what you do, but who you are. So I appreciate that. Allie, before we let you go, I know you're a very busy person. Why don't you just tell us about a few of the things that you have going on right now? I know you're running for an office, and I know that you got your hands on a lot of different stuff. So why don't you just tell us real quick about that, what you got going on, and maybe kind of what you're hoping for, because you are a community, bringing the community together, a community organizer. And so what are you excited about?
Oh, well, I'm excited about my partnerships with you. I'm excited about my partnerships with others. I'm really excited. I feel and I believe that the community is at a point, and I'm talking about all of Navajo County, is just at a point where we got to do something about the issues. We can't just sit here and constantly wait for somebody else to take care of it. We got to jump in and we got to get involved. And we're starting to see more people come to, hey, I got a solution, or hey, I want to work on this. I mean, the Mamas program alone, we have several different individuals that want to help in that. So I'm working on a lot of things in the community. I work on social determinants of health, which is basically my company I created to be able to partner with agencies and organizations like you guys and support what you're doing. And we address substance use disorder. It's a huge issue in Navajo County. We're 3 times the rate for substance use disorders than the state of Arizona. We have a lot of issues. And if we're going to support our workforce, we have to address substance use, poverty, and mental health. And in doing that, I know Pam serves on our SSOS consortium, which is a Safe Station One Stop, which partners with places like Timber Mesa Fire, Sholo Police, Pine Top Lakeside Police. It's a lot of our law enforcement and first responders agencies, bringing them together to find solutions to help the substance use disorder issue that we're having. And then, so I've taken it one step further. I'm always the kind of person, I'm like, let's go all the way. So I am running for Navajo County Supervisor District 4. Cool. I hear from people, they're like, why didn't you go to the city? I'm like, because I just go all the way. I'm not going to do it now. Do it all. I'm in a place where I think that there's a lot of community champions in Navajo County. You guys are great examples of that. The people from the church and that work at the Reese Center are phenomenal. I mean, when you introduced me to Danielle, oh my gosh, what a gem. It's so nice to see people come up and say, no, I'm rolling up my sleeves and I'm going to do this right next to you. Let's get this done. And I'm seeing more of that. And I thought that these individuals needed to have somebody advocate for them at a higher level. So I jumped in the ice cold pool and I'm swimming and figuring it out. And
hey, at least you're swimming. That's awesome.
I'm not sure. Well, the hard part is that I'm not a politician and I'm not the best. Everybody's like, where's your signs? And I'm like, well, they're coming. Don't worry. But I'm more about, I want people to support me because we know each other and we believe in each other and we have the same values and we want to see the same thing for Navajo County. We want to see people going from survive to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that I'm not going to do. That's something that we're going to do. All I'm going to do is throw my hat in the ring and say, I'm here for you guys to make it happen. So I'm very blessed that I have the partnerships I do with you guys. You guys are doing an incredible job. I love the fact that the church stepped out of an easy comfort zone. I mean, it really is. It's better we're a church, we're a group. And you guys went, oh, heck no. We're community champions. We're going to take it to the next level. And your mission statement, which Pam, I ask you guys all the time about the recenter, but I want to hear it again because it's so beautiful. What do you say it is, Pam, every time?
Create a Jesus culture that does not demand a Jesus response.
Which is so beautiful because you're not limiting anybody. Any and every person can listen to that and know where your heart is and have that trust. And then you're not turning anybody away. So it's totally a Jesus culture and it's freaking phenomenal. And I commend you guys. I love the fact that I get to work with you. I'm super pumped. I'm probably not going to sleep tonight. Poor Rob. But thank you.
Hey, let's get our husbands in the show. Rob, come on in. Steve, I'll find Darcy.
Come in.
Robert, you want to come say hi?
I've got Bruce.
Oh, hey, how's it going? It's Steve Williams, and Rob is right there.
Rob,
So
He's hiding me.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. Invite. I'd like. Is this how you're always invited to things? You just come crashing in.
But I had to get more wine.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, welcome to the show.
No, I'm
right here.
wait.
All right, there's Rob, or at least there's Rob Hepner. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
See, this is what we do. Well, she's hiding, I think. Yeah, she's hiding. Well, look at this. Isn't this just great? This is unplanned, and so we like that. And we want to talk about a little bit about Rob. Thanks for joining us. You have your own show going on. Maybe you just could do a plug for that one here on ours. And then Steve, we'll talk about your show next.
next week.
Next. I want to hear Steve's show. Yeah.
I do quite a few shows. So, of course, Birdman on the Mountain actually is converted into the Arizona White Mountain podcast.
Oh, cool.
That's the cover talks about the community, what's going on, happenings, all that kind of stuff. And we offer once a week. People can come in and shout out what they've got going on for free to them. As long as it's an event that helps the community, they come in here, talk about it, and that goes out to tons of people. That shows like 800 episodes and like 14 million downloads. So
that's awesome.
Congratulations. What we talk about is 4th of July. Are you guys making a mini 4th float?
I think so, right, Pam? I heard about that. I don't know. Busted. Here, we'll put Pam up here.
So we're gonna make our float, but I have to pick up their truck.
Oh, okay. It's a little mini Tonka truck or something.
Yeah, a Tonka truck. Yes.
Because we lost the parade, we still wanted to be able to celebrate the 4th and celebrate the businesses. And Rob's like, one day we're sitting there and he's like, we'll do a mini parade. And I'm like,
there you go.
Great. So he has like a road that he found. It was a tablecloth.
It's a tablecloth cover. It's a road. So it goes on top of a 6-foot folding table.
Oh.
That's not Darcy.
Yeah. And so Rob's it's a true parade. We have people hosting it.
That's cool.
Have a lag. So it will be awesome. Yeah. And
awesome.
You should see some of the floats that these people have done. They're pretty fancy.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty cool.
You got some competition there, Pamela.
Awesome. Well, Rob, I've never been on your show, but thanks for joining my show.
Come on down.
And thanks for all you do, just to your influence in the community. So, well, that's going to wrap up our show. Thank you guys so much for jumping in. Allison, again, thanks for all that you do. Yeah. And thanks for dragging your husband in and allowing Ernie to be a part of your, tying the knot and all that. And so anyhow,
it was special.
All right.
He made it.
All right. Good night. Thank you guys so much. And
you.
if anybody has any questions, we put the links over here to the side. And so you can go ahead and click any of those links. We'll let you know. Thank you guys for joining our Wednesday night, our Wednesday night in the Pines show. Again, it's an opportunity for you to be interactive. And so if you're watching this and it's already been live, but you're watching it post recording, make sure that you join us live at 8:15 on Wednesday nights. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to talk about the sermons from the week, and we also like to talk about things going on at the Recenter and in our community. We're excited. Next week we got guests lined up, and we're going to be talking about prisoner reentry. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us, and that's going to be it for this week. Have a great week. We'll see you guys Sunday.